I guess we're going to get started. So it was just kind of I feel like this time of year, challenge groups or people are really interested in losing weight, whether it's summer's coming up or they're not meeting their New Year's resolutions like they thought they were on their own, and or they're going on a spring break trip or whatnot. And so I really wanted to focus this month on making our challenge groups better, and it's been something, I don't know, some of us coaches have talked a while before. It's like we go like a week and it's really good, and then everyone kind of fizzles off. And so just kind of brainstorming ideas on how to keep challenge groups from not fizzling out, and how to use challenge groups not only to help people, but to help build your business. And so one of the things that comes up all the time is, I think the first week we start a challenge group, it gets started, everyone introduces themselves, and it's really awesome. And we're really good about checking in. And then we get busy, and so we forget to check in often. And as a coach, I think it's really important that we remember it's great for us to post our workout and our food or whatnot, but that's not really enough for us as coaches. We really need to be checking in multiple times a day to encourage our challengers, because I personally work out at 5 a.m. and so, or 5:30 most days. And so if I just post my workout and never check back in until the next morning to post my workout again, I've missed my challengers sharing their journey and encouraging them. And one of the biggest things is encouraging them. I was reading this past week, it's actually, if you haven't read it, Rock Your Network Marketing Business is my personal development book that I've been reading this month, but it was just talking about promoting our product. And one of the things that we're all trying to do is build this business. And we know that one of the ways of doing that is to add coaches, and that's great. But if there's no customers, there's no volume to build our business upon. And so we have to do something for our customers. And one of the ways that I think Beachbody is most successful, and I've seen it most successful with, is keeping customers, because we run challenge groups and we have that accountability piece. And so I personally try to check in with them after the first week in a private message as well, to see how they're doing. Now, I know sometimes our challenge groups keep going, but I actually each month try to contact them to make sure they want to be in that challenge group. And if they don't, then I'll take them out, because I want them to be an active participant. And so after that first week, I'll message them and see how it's going, if I haven't seen them posting in a challenge group or whatnot, and just encourage them. And sometimes I'll send them like a quote, or sometimes if I know who they are and I know they struggle with right or quick eating foods, so I'll send them a link to a good recipe. So I kind of try to know my challengers, get to know them for who they are and what they struggle with, so we are helping them. Because I'm not sure what your journey was, but I think a lot of coaches come from being challengers. They had success, and so they decide that they want to also become a coach. And so if we want them, again, if we're trying to build our business, we want them to become a coach eventually. So we want to encourage them to be the best challenger that they can be, and to see the most success. I think it's very easy for us to put out a flyer and say, join my challenge group and get the 2 Success Club points, which is awesome, and then put them in the group and kind of forget that they're there. And unfortunately, that doesn't make them a happy customer, and we really want them to be a happy customer. We want them to be successful. Most of us got into the business for that reason. We want to help people. And so I always think it's good to remind ourselves of what it is we want to do. And again, I think that always still goes back to the people we want to help. As much as we want to do this for our families and all that stuff, it's for those people. And so if you look at any great business or company, they're good at serving people. And so we as a person that's selling something need to be good at serving our people. And that is being successful in challenge groups. So other things that we can be doing in the challenge groups are sending links to healthy food options, sharing new recipes. I know a big thing for people is snacks. And so sharing snack ideas or chocolate ideas. Janelle, I think you posted the other day the one where you made your Shakeology into a snack bar, a chocolate bar. And it's like, that's perfect because it gives them something good instead of, going to that frozen peanut M&Ms that I still have sitting in my freezer, and gives them something they can do and be successful with. One of the things that I've been trying lately is to highlight a challenger of the week. So I always private message them ahead of time, but I'll say, hey, I noticed you've been doing a really good job in our challenge group. Can I just give you a shout out on my Facebook page? I've not yet have anyone turn me down to that, and their friends see it and their friends are excited for them. And I think it's helped. It was the couple of people that I pointed, I knew it was going to be a struggle. The challenge group was going to be a struggle for them. And so it helped them actually to make it through 3 weeks of, the 21-day fix and be successful. And ironically, they're joining me in the next month. So I've been trying to do a challenger of the week, just to kind of highlight our business. I'm going to kind of share my screen for a minute. I posted a video about this in our Fit Fat Fun group. Just a second, let me share my screen. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Yes, no? Okay, so these are called interest groups. And so I've created a couple of interest groups. Obviously, I've created one for my dream team, the people that I want to be coaches. And then I've done one that's for our current challenge group, so my current challengers. And this is their newsfeed. So this is what my current challengers have posted. And I can see what they've posted every day. And actually, you can also see what they've posted in our challenge group. And so it's kind of a quick way for me to scroll through and see what my challengers are doing on an everyday basis and just like their things and comment on them. And so it's really nice to me that you can even see what they did in our private challenge group, because that way I make sure, if I scroll through and see the hours, I can make sure I didn't miss anything or comment on anyone's things. So I really like these. That was new to me last week, these interest groups. And I think the video's in there, but it's really easy. You just go to interests and then add an interest, and you just create a list. And then you can make it private so no one else can see it. So that is something that I have found really helpful. I'm busy. I work full-time. I have a daughter that's home with me most days. And so it's a quick glance. I don't miss anything. The other thing about people being successful, and I've had a couple of these, is they refer new customers and they refer their friends and their family. And maybe you have a challenger that's not going to become a coach, and that's okay. They're just in it to be a challenger, and that's awesome. Maybe they have a sister that would be awesome at being a coach, and so they refer your sister to you, and then the sister becomes like a diamond coach underneath you. And you wouldn't have had that had your customer not been successful. And so not only does it help them, but it can help you with referrals. I personally just had a couple of them. It was a girl, actually, she was posting a picture of herself on a cruise, and I mean, she looked really good, and her friends were like, whoa, what have you done? And I got 2 new customers from that girl's one post. because she has been successful in doing what she's done. And so it was referrals, and I tried to do a referral program, so I gave her a $10 gift card for those referrals. But that's some of the things that I've been doing to try to help my challengers be successful. I was listening to a couple of coach calls to try to get ideas and whatnot of what other people do, and someone made a really good point. And for those of us that are in this to try to help with an income of some sort, this is a job that we have. And part of our job description is to help customers. And so if I were at a hotel and my job was to make sure I had the door locked, I would not do that, because that would be one of my job responsibilities. And so fortunately, one of our job responsibilities is running challenge groups and helping them be successful. And so making sure that we are doing that job responsibility. And I know for me, it was hard when I first started, and I had like 2 customers, and they were my family members, and they were in challenge groups. And so I was posting in these challenge groups and found, it's like, what am I doing in here? But I think even though I didn't have customers, it helped me to develop, like, I can share what we're doing, and I can share about how awesome this challenge group is and how it's motivating me. And I can share that with people publicly because it is encouraging me. And so while some of you may not have a big customer base, but you can use that piece of the encouragement to help motivate you as a coach and share that with your personal page. I've also told people it's okay if you see someone in the group with a good transformation. It's not inappropriate for you to like ask that person if you can share their transformation on a Transformation Tuesday, even though they're not your customer. You're part of our group, so you can always do that as well. Sorry, just trying to.
More
but we really really want to make sure that we are being as active as we can. I know it's frustrating if we look in and I'm going to go post and it's like, oh, there are my 3 posts and there's no one else's in between. And it's like, do I really need to post again? Everyone's going to just see Ashley Francois. And so if all of us coaches who are in a group are posting, there's at least some variety. And I think if the more your customers see you posting, the more they're likely to post. Especially if we're doing, like our current one, we're doing like a daily kind of thing for you to check in and post about, or an activity. Like today they were supposed to post on their profile page about the challenge group, and yesterday they shared their goals. If we as coaches aren't doing that, they're really not going to do that. And so it's important to make sure we're being an example, even though we can't necessarily get the prize for the most points gathered. It does help encourage them to post for sure. And so making sure we're doing that as well. Those are just kind of some of the things that I've been doing. Does anyone want to hop on and share some of their thoughts about what they've done recently that they thought has helped make the challenge groups become successful?
I think like you were talking about, like staying active in the group. Last month in our It's Now Spring into Action group, we had a sign up and everybody did a recipe every day. So it was nice to have that variety. Like if someone didn't like that recipe that day or didn't feel like doing it, like there was a recipe every single day that people could see. And like you said, it's just one more helpful thing for them. It's not just telling them to go into the file section and look. So that was something new that we did last month that I thought was really cool, and I really enjoyed it.
That is cool.
One of the things that I really like is when other coaches are involved with sharing like comments and encouragement and all those kind of things to my challengers as well. Like, so that when I go into the challenge group, I try not to just check in on my challengers, but to also comment and encourage people who are not necessarily there because of me. So that, you know, if for instance, one of the other coaches can't check in until later at night, that person doesn't just post and think, oh man, nobody's paying attention to this thing that felt really significant to me. You know, just so everybody feels like they're getting the love in response to what they're putting out there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Rachel, I know today, like I have a customer who has really a lot of health issues, but one of them is celiacs. And I really honestly have no experience with anybody that has celiacs. And I knew Rachel has a couple of friends that are challengers. And so I tagged them in it, and they all were great to respond. And she sent me a text message tonight, just so happy that somebody had given her some ideas. So that was awesome.
Yeah, I have to chime in because I talk so much, but I really love when coaches take that extra minute to like and comment on posts. It's funny because as a coach in the group, I think everyone forgets that, hey, I might want some encouragement too. And it's funny because I actually like every single post that is shared in a fitness group, unless it's something you shouldn't use like with. And I just randomly, sporadically comment, but it's funny because I'll get to my post and I'm like, oh, look, one person cared about my post today. So we kind of also forget that we too are on journeys and sometimes need support and encouragement and things like that along the way. So definitely, it's not a dumping ground. It's not a place for coaches to just add challengers into and hope that someone is there encouraging them along the way. So I love that you brought that up, Rachel. And it's definitely important for us to do that for everyone in the group.
Anyone else?
Okay, I guess I'm up again. Another thing that I love is I feel like sometimes we forget to be sharing our love of Shakeology. And, it's great to say, and I will admit that I am not the best at making sure I always do this too. But if I say, hey, having my cafe latte shake today, I try to occasionally incorporate cafe latte, ice, water, cashew milk, banana, whatever it is. Or even, trying to find some cute images. If you feel like you're not good at flyers, there are 1,000,001 Shakeology flyers out there, Pinterest, they're everywhere. So if you've got to snag one and share, I feel like we have to remember our exercise is great, sharing recipes is great, but incorporating some more of that Shakeology love in there, I feel like is something that we should all try to put a little extra effort into too.
And I know that, oh, go ahead, whoever was going.
Yeah, it's me. Sorry again. One of the things that I took from the National Wake Up Call with Janelle Summers the other day was she had like 3 questions that she asked her challengers at the end of her challenge group. And I thought that was a big takeaway for me. Sorry, my kids are loud. And the questions were, I like the challenge group, I'm going to continue my journey on my own. I like the challenge group. I'm ready to do it some more. Let's do this together. And the other one was like, yeah, I'm interested. I want to be encouraging people too. And so this month when my challenge group just ended, I kind of drafted a message and I sent a personal message to all of my challengers in my challenge group and kind of incorporated that into it. I think I had like 6 of them respond back to me, like 6 of the 30. But I mean, to me, that was a pretty intentional ask at the end. That was the first time I'd done that. And so I think that is just being a little bit intentional with people to say, if you're going to be in the challenge group, I want you to be in the challenge group, let's be active, let's be in this together. So that was a good takeaway for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really like that idea. I think Cindy, you had mentioned just sharing the Shakeology, and I think that is important to share Shakeology every day, whether it's a recipe or not, because I think they need to see that we are using the product. it's just kind of the same thing that on your personal page, you know, you post about it, but and they do need to see that we are a product of the product, and same with the workouts. Because I know it's easy for us to not sometimes to forget to post them or whatnot, but I think it's important to make sure we are, you know, doing what we've said we're going to do. I know, back to the flyer thing, it's really easy for us to put a flyer out there and say, we are going to have 30-minute workouts, healthy eating tips, Shakeology every day, one-on-one coaching. And it's really easy to forget about that one-on-one coaching. And I want us to be careful, because it's like our names. I mean, I had a girl to reach out to me, and she's like, I don't understand these containers. And I was like, well, did you order them online, or do you have a coach? And she was working with a coach, and no one explained it to her. And that's like setting a bad precedent of like who we are. Then we become just, another rap girl, you know, like we become the girl that says the rap works because, you know, whatever. But we have to make sure that we are aiming to that customer. To me, it's all, again, about customer service, and happy customers are potential coaches, and they really do build your business. And happy customers produce volume, and we all need volume to grow our business. And without that volume, our businesses won't grow in any way. So, biggest thing. Does anyone have any questions or anything? A quiet group, that's okay. All right, well, that's all I have to share. That's all I had. I just really want to focus. I know the Spring into Action. Did you guys just start, or are you starting your next like official challenge next week? Or did you start this week, Spring into Action?
So we renamed it and everything for March as of, you know, yesterday, but it is going Biggest Loser style. And I think we decided on March 15th or whatever that, no, 14th, sorry. So it is going to turn into a Biggest Loser group, and we're just taking a $5 donation. And I think the Fitbit is going to be the prize. So, you know, with that group, we kind of rename it each month and try to do something different. Like Janelle said, last month, we had people sign up to share a recipe a day, and March is going to be Biggest Loser style. So, you know, that's kind of when that's starting and what it looks like.
Cool. Yeah, no, we started, we're doing a weekly Biggest Loser and giving a little bit smaller prizes away, just to see if that would help with being more active participators, you know, having a goal each week instead of 3 weeks out. So I don't know, we'll see what that's like.
I actually love that idea, and am thinking that we need to be incorporating that sometime here in the near future, because I feel like it's a much more obtainable goal, because you're just looking at a week, and then obviously too the prizes can be a little less expensive, and I think that it probably promotes activity and whatnot within the group. So I love that idea. You've actually shared some really cool things, Ashley. Like, I'm always like, I want to get in Ashley's brain. She's got so many amazing things going on up there. So I think that's a great one, and I think it's something maybe we'll talk about doing in April.
Awesome. Oh, and I know I had mentioned that I try to reach out privately to them each week, or actually during the challenge once. And what that looks like, I actually, my sweet daughter colored all over my planner today, but I have their names written just each day of the challenge. So I do like 2 or 3 people each day on my calendar, and so it's easy because it's 2 or 3 people, and I add that to my same list as I'm doing Hey Girls, and it's just part of that. It takes me 2 minutes just to say, hey, how are you doing? Is there anything I can help you with? And I reached out to them, and like I said, it's not a big deal because I do it at the beginning of the month. I've written out already for this month what days I'm going to contact them. So yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks you guys for coming. If no one else has anything, thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks, Ashley.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you. Yeah.